Hey y'all, so I am back with the second part of the video that I promised you guys yesterday. So, yes, go ahead, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and tell a friend to tell a friend. Let's get these subscribers up. So, let's get into it. I am on a 34-hour reset. I'm supposed to pick up this load tomorrow morning at 6. I was supposed to pick it up on Friday, but time went on my side, so I was like, I was not happy about it, but hey, I'm here now, so I'm gonna get this load and head on back down south. But yeah. So yesterday I started, my introduction to Landstar, telling you guys about, the process and orientation and all of the things. And now I'm gonna pick that up with after they sent us home. We gonna start with my experience, okay? My welcoming to Landstar that was not so great. So after they send us home, and we have to after they send us home from orientation, they ain't giving you no pay, okay? So they're not giving you no pay. You got to use your own money to get there. You got to use your own money to get back home, which I stayed 3 hours away, so it wasn't that bad. And I bobtailed home because now, I had done got the packet. I had, all the decals, the tags, all the things that I needed. So I bobtailed back home. When I called and put myself on the trailer list, they were like, "Well, the wait is long. It can be. They said they're gonna call me in 2 days, but they said that you could be there up to 3 weeks." So I was like, right. So they have this other option where you could either get one of like the repower load. You can repower a load for like a driver that done broke down, but I already told you how them drivers be acting. So good luck. I kept trying to repower a load. By the time they put me on the load to repower it, somebody already taking a load. So you kind of knew what was going on there. Okay. So I called the trailer department, right? They had one trailer that was available, right? But you know where it was? That trailer was all the way in Idaho, baby. Idaho, right? At this time, I was in Georgia because the I was near Georgia because the orientation was in Carnesville, Georgia. So from Georgia to Idaho, just about say, right? They were gonna pay you to go get the trailer. So I was like, okay, well, I just got a bobtail to go get the trailer. Okay, fine. So I start bobtailing. I'm going to go get the trailer. Mind you, I had done did the inspection right before I left. I did like another little check to make sure everything was everything because I kind of felt like in the weeks when I was driving, like my truck was kind of like dragging, like especially when I was going up hills and when I stopped at a light for me to go, it was like stalling a little bit. So I had this little mechanic, this little lot mechanic come out. He looked at the transmission because that's what I thought it was. I had transmission problems before, and honey, listen, that is a hell you don't want to go through. So I was like, okay, come check it out. He said everything was good. So I told him, I said, well, just do a thorough check because I told him what was going on. We test drove it. He didn't feel any of the things, so he was like, no, you good, you good. So okay, so now I start. They send me the money. I'm on my way to go get this trailer from Idaho, right? I try to be slick, right, and not log on because first they was like, okay, well, you ain't really got to log on for the week. But because I was going to get a trailer, I think I had got like 8 hours in. And then they called me. It was like, no, you got to do the clock, which was going to, set me back. Mind you, not only that, I had contacted. So let me back up a little bit, right? When you working for Landstar, you want to get in good with the brokers because that's what the good loads is. They're gonna keep you running. So one of the big brokers, I think is what Microsoft or Google. I had got on with them. So, well, I didn't get on with them. I just started talking to one of the representatives, and he had a load. So I was going to get the load from Idaho. Then they was going to pay me the deadhead to Oregon. And from there, I was going to come all the way back to Georgia. That load was paying, with the deadhead that they was going to cover, that load was paying almost $7,000, right? So I'm excited. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to take this money, go get this trailer, and then I'm going to go get this load. So I get there. Finally, I get there. It took me like 4 days. I get there, pick up the trailer. I'm flying now to go get the load, go to the location of the load so I can pick it up in the morning. I'm going up one of the hills and I don't, baby, why my clutch burnt out? I was like, what? What? You know, you on a wing and a prayer, you like, God, please, right? But my clutch burnt out and the clutch is underneath the truck. Okay, so it's not like I needed like a clutch fuel or none of that. I didn't need none of that. I needed a clutch. Like that thing, that baby was barbecuing. Okay, you could smell it. So I was frustrated, right? So the cops came, they called a tow truck. These people charged me $6.22 an hour just to go 30. Mind you, the shop, the mechanic shop that I was going to, it wasn't even 30 miles away. It was more like 15. And they charged me $622 an hour. Okay, so the whole bill, because I had to pay for them to come out, pay for them to go back, and pay for them to tow me, it came up to like $2,000. That was just for the towing. Okay, this was all on a Saturday, so I had to sit there till Sunday, till Monday when the shop opened. All in all, for all the repairs and all of the things, I had to go get a hotel and all this stuff. It came up to 52, about $5,200. So with the 2,000, it was $7,200, right? That's not including the hotel. And let me not tell you, listen, Idaho, baby, I don't even think hell that hot. Idaho was so hot you couldn't even look outside without getting a damn migraine. It was that hot. So anyway, because now I had done broke down, I lost my good load, right? From Oregon all the way down, I lost my good load. I had to end up getting a piece of shit load out of Washington all the way down, right? No good loads in Idaho. So unless you with like, one of them, the brokers, and they actually give you like the good stuff, if you're going on the low board places like that, it's hit or miss. Okay, that day it was definitely a miss. So now I got this load. I go and I go get this load, right? I pick up the load. Landstar trailer department called me talking about the trailer is out of compliance. I gotta go to the shop, right? And I'm thinking, nah, everything good. This that. They like, no, you can't even move. So it was a shop. They wanted somebody to come out to me, which the road I was on wasn't even set up for all that. So I drove to the shop. I'm thinking they gonna have me in and out. Baby, I was at that shop for 10 hours, okay? 10 hours. I had to drive at night. And mind you, I kept thinking at any minute now they gonna fix the truck. And that's the one thing I hate. It's like when you're sitting there waiting, they telling you, oh, in the next hour, oh, in the next 2 hours. And then all this time, you could have been getting some sleep. I ain't getting no sleep. So here I am now running off sunflower seeds and coffee and Cheetos and everything else, trying to stay up and Mountain Dew. Okay, right? I'm trying to stay up. So finally, I deliver my load. And then from there on, with Landstar, it wasn't so bad. You understand? I kept my truck moving, but the whole process from orientation until that whole moment right there, it was tedious. It was beyond tedious. Now, I will say this, coming on, not even being able to pull my first load and my truck went out, Landstar did offer to help. Okay, they did offer to help. Now, it's not one of them companies where they're going to pay for everything and you pay them back. They expect you to have some type of responsibility, maintenance funds, because it is your truck, but they will put you on a payment plan. However, I did fix my truck. I was back rolling and everything is looking up. Okay, like I said in the last video, maybe I didn't say it right, but when you first start, you're not going to be making the 4,000 and the, you're not going to be making the big money because you got to pay your fees. But if you run the way you're supposed to run, you're going to make some money. So maybe you come over here and you be like, well, I don't want to do over the road. I want to do local. When you first start, you're going to have to do over the road so you could cover the fee so you could make some money. You understand? I mean, you do what you want to do. I'm just telling you what I did, okay? But yeah, I did get in good with some of the brokers. My welcoming to Landstar was not the greatest. And then what's crazy is the fact that they got like this private group on Facebook. So when you go on a group and everybody, I was telling my story, and then you have all these other people say, oh yeah, when I first came here, that happened to me too. And I'm like, is this like Landstar is welcoming you? Come here, you just break down? Because no, baby, it's already been too much. The process getting on, orientation, going back home, going to have to go get a trailer, breaking down, then losing my load. So that is what happened to me. I was not pleased, but I did get through it by the grace of God, and I'm rolling. I have been rolling ever since then. So, I just want to say, if you are thinking about coming to Landstar, I encourage you to come to Landstar. If that's something you want to do, their load board is not as crappy as people say it is. Their trailers are pretty crappy, but I don't know. They said they had a whole bunch of trailers coming in. I ain't seen none yet, but hey, you just make it do what it do. So that is the other part of the story. Okay, the video that I promised. Like, share, and subscribe. And I'm just gonna end it on that. I gotta go take a shower. Okay. Good day.